3, 2, 1. Hello guys, we're at the Whisky Show here at London at the Lakes stand. I'm with Grace. Grace, lovely to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Thank you, you too. Would you kindly introduce yourself, what you do with the Lakes Distillery, and then can we try a special dram today, please?
Yeah, of course. So I am the assistant whisky maker at Lakes.
Wow.
So the Lakes Distillery, for people who don't know, is an English distillery based in the Lake District, as the name suggests. So kind of just north of Keswick. We focus mainly on sherry casks.
Okay.
So that is kind of our bread and butter. And we have today's Signature, which is a super exciting product for us. It's our first permanent release.
Okay.
So everything up until this date has been limited, whereas we now have Signature as our first permanent house style.
Okay, nice.
Yeah?
Signature, so that's the... I don't think I've actually seen that. Okay, so it's a core line, or
Yes.
a core whiskey.
So it was released back in March, but only this year.
Wow.
So it is really quite new.
Wow.
And like I said, everything up until this point has been limited. So from a making perspective, you're looking at your casks and you're making the best flavour profiles you can, whilst obviously managing your stock. But only now are we at the point where we can happily release a product where we can consistently meet the kind of consistent quality.
Of course, yeah.
And that takes quite some time. You know, you have to be really certain in your cask stock
Oh, God. Yeah,
to be able to continue to replicate it.
You're projecting years ahead, so you need to make sure the stock's there, you know. So no, I agree. And so what goes into this dram, cask-wise?
So it's predominantly Oloroso and PX. We use European and American oak. So the American oak gives a really nice kind of vibrancy to it and lifts it. We also have quite a bit of bourbon-cask influence as well, and again it's just given the lift of slight citrus and slight vanilla notes. We use a process called élevage. So in a nutshell, we move our stock whilst it's maturing between lots of different cask types.
Oh, okay.
So the influence of bourbon is because more likely it might have started at a bourbon cask, and then we've made an intentional movement into an Oloroso or a PX, then we might move things again. So we have quite a complicated process.
Wow.
We've made it quite hard for ourselves, but it's enabled us to layer quite a lot of complexity in quite a short space of time.
And it sounds unique. I mean, you know, re-racking is a standard practice, but it sounds like you've incorporated that as a process to mix flavors and you know, develop the whiskey, and you're obviously nosing it and tasting it each time, so you know, you're seeing the development. So yeah, I'd look forward to sampling this. Thank you.
Fantastic.
Rightio, so on the nose?
Yeah, so I mean on the nose you can expect typical sherry characteristics. So quite a lot of dried fruits, but there's also, because of that American oak influence, there's some really nice orchard fruits coming through and a really nice kind of citrus lift. We wanted this to be a really accessible, approachable whiskey because of course it's our flagship.
I'm getting dried pineapple, dried mango. It's really 50-50 between the bourbon and the sherry. Like it's not one is higher than the other. It's quite you know, in the middle, which is nice. It's a balanced whiskey.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm getting like exotic fruits, you know, yellow exotic fruits coming through. Again, that sort of toasted pineapple you get at, like, is it a Brazilian
really
barbecue
nice
sort of thing?
Yeah, nice.
Of course, sweet oak, which we all love. Icing sugar, a little sparkle, like I say, touch of citrus. Yeah, cheers on the palate.
Yeah, cheers. Couldn't have wrote that.
It's okay, no problem. This is how it goes when you're filming live. Wow, the palate, the flavour. Damn, it's a little roller coaster of sweetness, slight treacle note, toffee.
Super complex.
Dried spice,
Yeah, we designed all of our products to be really multi-layered. So we're always searching for complexity, and that's really mainly through the élevage process.
Wow, for a core product, I'm really impressed. I'm so impressed. So, you know, Signature from the Lakes, 47% ABV. I'm really surprised. That's really delicious. Wow.
Thank you.
Right, okay, cool. You were most kind, most generous. What's in the pipeline for the Lakes then for the next 5-10 years?
So, as far as we kind of know at this stage, we've got Signature that we are focusing on as our core release. We also have a SKU called Boundless. So Boundless is another permanent release but it's only currently in GTR. So it's an exclusive for Global Travel Retail.
Oh, okay.
We are then going to still focus on some more limited releases. How they look at the moment, we honestly don't yet know. But we're in this really exciting next phase as a distillery.
Brilliant.
You know, we've got our core releases, so now we're just looking at our stock and kind of discovering what flavour characteristics we can bring through to products.
Makes sense, makes sense. And each country, you know, each continent has a certain flavour that they enjoy more, or certain whiskey strength that they enjoy more. So that's another thing to explore. But no, brilliant. Right, guys, I hope you found that useful. If you did, press the subscribe button. And Grace, you've got a few Instagram channels that you'd like to mention as well?
Yeah, we've got Lakes Distillery Instagram account, so you can kind of watch that for any updates. And then I myself have got a Instagram that's just Grace_Whisky.
Grace_Whisky.
Yeah.
There you go. Thank you for watching. Cool.